We've seen a ton of developers cave under pressure when companies like Valve say you have to censor the content in your game or else it's not releasing on our platform. They're afraid to simply create what they want, and that means consumers get watered down content. And unfortunately, another visual novel has been banned on Steam, but the developers aren't caving in to Steam's censorship demands. I have a few things to show off, but before we get into the topic at hand, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon for just $1 a month or supporting via YouTube memberships. All of the links are in the description, and of course, I do really appreciate all of the support. Starting with this Bounding into Comics article, it says dark visual novel classic Full Metal Demon Muramasa banned from Steam. I actually didn't know that they had plans to bring this to Steam. I hadn't really heard anything about it, but luckily, as I'll talk about in a few minutes, it is on other platforms. It says Just USA has announced that their English language release of the classic dark fantasy visual novel, Full Metal Demon Muramasa, has been banned from Steam. In an official statement, Just USA revealed that Full Metal Demon Muramasa's ban followed months of talks with Steam, explaining we at Just have always been transparent with Valve, ensuring the quality of our games don't suffer when we must adjust content to fit the requirements of Steam. We hoped we could resolve Valve's concerns amicably and ultimately deliver the game to the many fans waiting on Steam, but Valve is firm on their decision. Now, I've talked about Steam a bunch of times on the channel, and unfortunately, this is something that's not shocking to see. Steam has been very inconsistent when it comes to enforcing their content guidelines. I call them content guidelines, but apparently, according to sources behind the scenes, they don't have any content guidelines. But we have seen a ton of visual novels, anime games, and adult games in general be forcibly censored and banned from Steam. Unfortunately, it's not something that's new. It's something that's happened a ton of times now, but we don't always see developers come out and admit that Steam wanted them to censor their game, but they're rejecting Steam's requirements and they've decided to not put their game on the platform. It says Full Metal Demon Muramasa is considered by many as a pinnacle piece of the visual novel genre. The publisher's statement continued. It dives into challenging and uncomfortable themes of war, sexual violence, racism, oppression, and other atrocities for the sake of artful storytelling. They added, Steam has never had a policy against bad things happening in video games, and in fact, Muramasa is unequivocal in its condemnation of these elements. Out of the darkness of Muramasa's story emerges a statement on what it means to be a hero, to be a human, to be family, to be friends, and in many ways, what it means to be. I love this statement because it's bold. It's true, Steam doesn't have any policies against bad things happening in video games, yet there's tons of things that they force censorship upon and ban from their platform. They don't like stories that have very dark elements to them, even if in the game clearly you can tell they're condemning those elements of the game. Platforms like Steam don't want these titles on their platform. They only want like cookie cutter content. They only want, oh, the next Battle Royale, the next family-friendly game. They only want, nice, toned-down titles. They don't want games like this that might delve into very challenging and uncomfortable topics, and it's true. They're doing it for the sake of artful storytelling. Developers should be allowed to create whatever they want. Artists should be able to make the content they want, not be afraid to release it because they might be canceled over it, because a platform might ban them over it. They should be able to tell a story through a game, even if it does have challenging and uncomfortable topics in it, but unfortunately, Steam doesn't like that. Just USA further lamented how our case is unfortunately not unique in the industry, and it's true. Unfortunately, as it says, an increasing number of visual novel games are getting unjustly banned from Steam with no recourse. I talk about it a lot here on the channel. I try to talk about as many of these topics as I can because a lot of other people don't, and I think that they're very important to discuss. A lot of content is being banned from platforms unfairly, and as someone who wants to consume this product, I don't have a way to. I have to go to other platforms, I have to try to see if I can find uncensored patches. It takes a lot of work to enjoy these games now. It says this creates an environment where publishers don't release games like Muramasa because the risk is too high, with Steam's heavy-handed hold on the PC market, stifling the medium and forcing publishers to adopt self-censorship to survive. I love that they are coming out and that they are saying this, and they are calling out Steam and also other developers, because it's also partly the developers' fault. If developers wouldn't cave in to platforms like Steam's demands, and they wouldn't censor their content for Steam, Steam would have to relook at it and go, okay, we're losing tons of different companies here, we're losing tons of different titles, we've got to rethink our strategies. But most of the time, creators are afraid that they're going to be banned off of the platform, that they're going to lose that source of revenue, so they end up caving into the demands and they censor their titles. As it says, it was developed by Nitro Plus. Full Metal Demon Muramasa features a world where warriors are able to achieve supernatural abilities by placing their souls into giant suits of armor. The story's main character is the pilot of the cursed armor Muramasa, which centuries ago brought destruction to the world, and to this day gives access to its abilities only in exchange for the blood of innocents, as he struggles to both rid the world of evil and control the horror that lurks inside his armor. This sounds really fascinating. I know that this game originally released in Japan in 2009, but it never got translated. And now that it's translated, a lot of people were probably looking at the Steam version going, I can't wait to purchase this. I can't wait to finally experience this. And now it's unfortunately banned from Steam, but it is on other platforms. I will talk about that in a second, but it says it takes a darker and more mature approach to the exploration of its themes than its contemporaries. Scrolling down, it says the official reason for the game being banned has not been revealed at this time, but we can all guess why. It's got mature themes, it does have characters that look younger, and as it says, some have speculated that the title was removed due to some believing that the title features sexual depictions of children due to its anime art style, despite Just USA's official disclaimer clarifying that all characters, models, actors, actresses, and other persons that appear in any visual depiction of any explicit conduct are at least 18 years of age or older. It doesn't matter to Steam if they look too young, they're gonna pull your title off of their platform and they're gonna ban it, they're gonna ban you. They don't care if you say they're over 18. If they look slightly too young in any way, shape, or form, it's like an instant ban. And if you want to try out this visual novel, it is still up for sale on GOG. It's got a 4.4 out of 5-star rating, and people really like this visual novel. Again, I do know that it launched in 2009 in Japan, and luckily now it's got an English localization, and I'm really happy to hear the developers stand up for their work and stand up for their creation. I am glad that they came out, they made this statement, and they didn't cave in to Steam's censorship demands. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.